Hi, thank you for joining me today. This is the second in our series on the food processor menu plan module. It's probably a good idea to review the first one, creating a new menu plan, before you get into this one. This one is going to be more about the food pick list, which we touched on in the first one, and let me remind you what we went over there. Now, everything that you enter on your menu plan day, regardless of the day, will end up in your food pick list, which is a list of the foods you commonly use, and you'll be able to choose from these to enter your new days rather than having to go through the whole search process again. So let me remind you what that does. I'll just add a cola here in the lunch beverages. $10-ounce cola. Shows up here, shows up here. Okay, I want to also show you what happens if we enter it and we don't have a meal selected. Let's do ginger ale. 12 ounces, and I don't want it in any collection or meal, so I'm going to make sure that it's not in either of those so I can show you what happens. Creates its own category for no meal. Now, if I uncheck the menu, or if I uncheck the meal up here, then it just appears on its own outside of a collection. Okay, so what that means is I can now go to a new day, and I can choose anything from the existing foods that I've entered. So let's say that I'm going to choose for breakfast, I just want coffee. Notice that it already puts it in its collection and its meal. I can also choose the entire collection. And for lunch, I want the entire meal, so I'll double click on that. We have all of the lunch items entered. So again, you can use what's in your food pick list to create your other days without having to go through the search process again. Now, you can also easily remove anything from your food pick list. Right click, delete item. You will get the option pick list only, pick list and days. I just want it out of the pick list, so it goes away. I can also add items to the pick list without having to add items to one of my days. Let me show you how to do that. Right click, select add item, and let's add some set of waffles. Two waffles. Dinner was the last item checked or highlighted, and so it added it to my dinner. But I can modify that and take it out of my meal by right-clicking and going to modify. And then I can also drag and drop it to my breads if that's where I want those waffles. And that's about it for our food pick list tutorial. Thank you for joining me.